Now you say the Most High gave his word to everybody, right?
That bond is you living out right now. That bond is why you at the bus stop right now.
You understand? The scripture says, if any man speak, let him speak of the oracles of God. They think the law is a small thing.
Separate, man. We are separate from these other nations, man.
That's right.
Shalom, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now, it's that time again. Commander General Yohana's putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. But before then, Thursday, it's going down at the Durham Armory, our annual all-black party. Last year was also the Hebrew Academy graduation dinner. This year, Commander General Yohana got something special for y'all. It is going down. What's happening? A full-blown Hebrew concert featuring Shar, UPK Natazal, Kwarak Ice. This is not something you want to miss. Join us at the Sheridan in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the convention center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
It's about time, sending curses to them enemies.
ISUPK presents the 54th annual Feast of Unleavened Bread. Last year we did it big. This year is going to be way big. More brotherhood, more sisterhood, more UPK. On Sunday, April 2nd, 2023. We're going to be at 421 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Sheraton Raleigh Hotel Ballroom. We're calling all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to come join us.
Your third eye peephole, line for line, this shit too easy. It's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early. This bitch.
Remember, admission to the Passover is $200 per adult. That's $200 per adult. For more information, call 919-697-8257. Call 919-697-8257.
My love don't lie to me. Swing the Samson, I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert. Another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, do you know I'm gon' get active with you? From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, and I ain't listening. Is in fact the If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jake. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't just do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Free shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you won't never get that hand back. He bitching about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow sign, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still about my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my access. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
in my blood slim, it won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms, watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5, I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
All right, Shalom. Israel, give me 1 second. Let me do a quick sound check. Make sure I can be heard. All right, it sounds like I can be heard, but it sounds like it's low or something. What sound low to you, Brock? Y'all, can you check right quick? Yeah. It sounds a little low.
So I think you should use this instead.
How it sound now? Give me 1 second, y'all. We're just doing a quick sound check. Make sure we quiet. Make sure y'all can hear us out there. All right, let me see. Should I hear myself?
Oh yeah, concept.
That's twice. All right, y'all. Salaki. Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar Aladah Ba'Shem Yahshua to the sisters out there. Once again, this is Officer of 1,000 Awanya. This is the law class, man. ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, man, who held this truth and never dropped his sword. And that's why a lot of us are able to be in this truth today, man, because Commander General Yohana never dropped his sword, okay? One more thing I want to touch on before I actually get into the class. We did have a passing of Ariana, man. And some of y'all brothers out there is just being totally disrespectful to that man, who you wouldn't even know anything about the truth, the 12 tribe chart, or anything like that had it not been for him. Okay? You standing out there teaching the 12 tribe chart that he bought out, and now you're trying to throw dirt on his name, so to speak. I just think it's disgusting and despicable of you. Okay? with that being said, now I'm ready to get into the class. 1 second here. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to jump to Isaiah 62 and 6. Of course, we have a lot of different things going on inside the world. I know y'all heard about the 4 people in Mexico that were kidnapped. Two of them was unalived, and 2 of them made it back. Okay. And the Mexican president told America, basically, mind your business. Don't come sticking your nose in what's going on over here. We don't stick our nose in what y'all have going on over there. So normally, if y'all know, the United States pretty much used to do whatever they wanted to do in Mexico. But just like it said in the scriptures, all the nations that was with her are going to turn they back on her. So as we see things happen like that further and further and more, we need to tighten up or close ranks, so to speak, man. And that just shows you how important the job that we do is. That shows you how important the job that we do is, waking brothers and sisters up, man. It's needed. If the school needs to grow, we need all of our brothers and sisters to wake up, man. Okay? With that being said, this is Isaiah 62 and 6. And it reads, I have set a watchman upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. And that's what we should never do, man. And it's true. Right now, at this time, this truth is the most important thing that we can be doing. There's nothing more important than this. You have to put this above everything and be willing to sacrifice everything for this truth, man. This is not a job for a weak man. Anybody can't do this, man. This is not something for everybody. You have to be able to endure certain things. There's certain things that you're going to have to go through when you are a watchman, man. You are a watchman over Israel. You're here to warn the people, and that's what we do when we go out every weekend out there going to camp, man. Waking brothers and sisters up, man. Let them know that they are Israelites, man, and they're not niggas and spinks, and porch monkeys and things of that nature, every other name that the oppressor calls them, man, and have taught them to be. We let them know that they are the children of the Lord, man, the real people in the Bible. Okay? Said watchmen to never hold their peace. And that's what we don't do, man. The scriptures say, cry aloud and spare not, and tell my people their sins. Okay? We are the watchmen, man. We there to warn the people. And that's another thing, man. With such a heavy job. So like, keep turning that heat up right there. That's like the water, Chris. I appreciate that. So like, yeah, that's just such a heavy job and a heavy responsibility, man. A heavy responsibility. And it says, which shall never hold their peace day or night. Meaning, you might just be walking into a Coney Island, so to speak, and just be indulging in a conversation with somebody. You still, even though you're not here, even though you're not on the street corner, you still required to do what? Tell that brother the truth, man. You don't soften your stance. because you want to spare his feelings, or you trying to be nice to the brother and all that. This ain't about none of that, man. You don't hold your peace day or night. It say, yea, that they make mention of the Lord and keep not silence. That you tell them about who he is. Tell them about keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Explain the condition. You ain't even got to walk too far. You can just point right outside the window. He see the same thing you see. Everybody knows it's a problem. You can't tell me that it's somebody well, some of y'all cooling off hard, but you know what I mean. You can't tell me that everybody don't see it's a difference between black people and oppressor people. I can say that, right? Okay. You can't tell me you don't see that it's a difference. It's a big difference. It's a big difference in how we're treated over here and how they're treated over here. You can see that it's their kingdom, okay? You can see that it's their kingdom. Nobody has to, if you just do nothing about nothing, just your everyday life and the observation will tell you it's a difference between you and them. The way we conduct ourselves is just different. We're not the same. All that, everybody the same and equal, everybody know that's a lie. Here's the problem. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we don't know what to do. Because what? Everything has been taken away from us. If all of us knew we was Israelites, then we would know how to conduct ourselves. But since we don't, and since that was stole from us, we don't have answers and solutions because we do what? We listen to false prophets. We listen to Christian pastors who just make everything, try to make you comfortable in your suffering. Okay, that's it. Jeremiah, the second chapter. Okay, Jeremiah, give me 1 second here. Oh, Salaki, I said second. I mean 6, Salaki. 6th chapter. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 6, and the 17th verse. Okay, and it says, also I said, watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. Salaki, jump up to 16. So, Salaki, jump up to 16. My bad. It says, thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the path, and it's like, and ask for the old path, where is the good way. Like I was just saying a minute ago, we put our trust in Christian pastors, man, and we've forgotten the things that made us great. We've allowed those things to be stripped away from us to the point where even though we out there standing out there teaching, nobody even wants to hear what we're saying. You get what I'm saying? Why is that? It's because the love that they have for the things inside of the world. They love these things inside of this world, man. Well, we got Easter coming up, man. They can't wait. You know how many people don't go to church until Easter Sunday? Until Easter Sunday, millions of people don't even walk into a church until Easter Sunday. okay? It's just a show thing. It's just a money grab. We could take all the money that's made in Easter and fix and do something to help build ourselves up and fix our nation. Instead, we take Easter and the oppressor, he does what? Pushes Easter on you and you make him wealthy. Whereas if we knew who he was, we would never celebrate Easter, man. If we walked in the path of, if we walked in the ways of the old, man, and done the things that we did of old, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, one, it would raise us up out of this condition. Like I said earlier, everybody knows the problem, but nobody knows the answer outside of the UPK, under Commander General Yohana. The answer is simple. Following the law, statutes, and commandments. That's always been the solution. And not following them has always been the problem. And we've tried, like, think about all the marching we've done over the years. And all the talking we did about what's wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong, this going on. Let's say we was dealing with police brutality just for the sake of argument in the 60s. Of course, we know it's been since the inception, but we just gonna say 60s, right? Has anything changed in 2023? Do black men still get beat by the police? Do black men still get gunned down by the police? So if it's still happening, what changed? That means everything we tried was not a solution to the problem. They just didn't have cell phone cameras, so we thought we had made progress. We thought we made progress. We did not make any progress. Nothing has changed. Nothing. They still murder us. They still beat us like dogs in the street. They just don't spray us with the water no more. I guess if you want to call that an accomplishment, we don't get hit with the water hose no more. Okay, that's not an accomplishment to me. But here's why. Here's the one thing we never did. We never came together as a nation and done what the Most High said to do. We always picked the Bible up and followed it according to what your pastor told you to do. We never picked the Bible up and followed it according to what God said do. Which is like the one thing we haven't done. And that's why I say follow the path of old. In the path of old, man, we kept the law, statutes, and commandments. These are the things that actually will deliver us, because it does what? It teaches us how to be a nation of people. It teaches us how to be a nation of people, man. It teaches us how not to bow down to our oppressor, but stand strong for one another. General Muhammad said something that was so heavy one time, man. He said, we don't have strong men anymore because of integration. And I said, well, he said it, and I was like, well, damn right. Because look at how strong the men were prior to integration, and look at them now. We don't really, outside of the UPK, of course, we don't have that anywhere. They give us Steve Harvey. They sent Steve Harvey to sit down with Donald Trump to talk about black people and figure out what's best for us. They sent Steve Harvey up there. What the hell do he know about fixing black people? Nothing. Not a thing. every black man should have felt disrespected by that, man. That was disrespectful. Okay? It says, thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old path, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your soul. And walk therein. He ain't said, the scripture didn't say don't worry about the Old Testament. The Old Testament done away with. That's not what it said. It ain't say Christ did away with that when he got nailed to the cross. That's not what it said. It said seek the old path. It said wherein is a good way and walk therein. Meaning do those things. It's so simple. Like if you say you got a 1,000-mile journey, you can never do it unless you take the first step, right? So start off with the small things. Don't celebrate Easter. Say, you know what? This year I'm not gonna celebrate Easter. I heard them brothers out there, and they was telling the truth. I've been listening and walking past them for years, but now I'm starting to see everything that they were saying come to pass, and I ain't gonna celebrate Easter this year. Simple. It's simple and it's easy. I ain't gonna eat that pork no more. I'm taking all the pork out of my house. These are simple steps and things you can do to start the process of correcting yourself, man. And more important than that, get in class. So you can learn how to serve the Lord. Don't get inside your own head and think that you're teaching yourself. That is foolish thinking. For somebody to just sit in the room and say, you know what, I'm about to just teach myself. I ain't gonna join nobody, I ain't gonna be with nobody, I'm just gonna be right here by myself. That's foolishness, man. You're just gonna sit in the room by yourself and then get on the internet and act like you learning something, like you know something, got some extreme knowledge, and tell us how wrong we is. That's foolishness. Don't do that to yourself, man. Come in here and get amongst your brothers, man. Come in here and get amongst your brothers and learn how to serve the Lord properly. Don't go get in some fake Israelite group who gonna have you sinning every which way you can. Don't do that to yourself, man. Don't put yourself through that. Okay? You're gonna find rest for your soul, man. That's a heavy thing, man. You say, but they say, we will not walk therein. And that's what a lot of brothers say, man. We don't have to do that. I've been celebrating Easter my whole life. I've been celebrating Easter my whole life. I'm doing this for the kids. I don't care about no Easter. But I'm just doing this for the kids, man. Nah, man. Walk in the path of old. That's how you find rest for your soul. You're going to stress yourself out about trying to buy some Easter baskets. Food sky high, rent sky high, and you worry about an Easter suit and some Easter basket. And we can barely afford to put food on our table, man. Everything's so sky high nowadays. Everything's up, man. And it's only getting worse. It's only getting worse, man. And you're going to try to celebrate some Easter. You You're stressing yourself out over Easter. Don't do it. Don't do that to yourself. Just drove yourself crazy over Valentine's Day, and now here Easter comes. You drive yourself crazy because really all these so-called holidays that your oppressor has, man, they just to build his kingdom and fatten his pockets. Whereas the holy days of the Lord, man, they're about brotherhood, man, and brothers coming together. It's not about individualism. It's not about how much money you spend. It is about us coming together and having a good time. Having a great time together, man. Okay? Verse 17. And it reads, also, I said, watchman over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. And that's basically what we do out there, man. We go out every week, wake brothers and sisters up, teach brothers and sisters, stand out there, and brothers get up there and want to argue with us and fuss and fight with us. Because we're doing what? Simply because we out there telling the truth. Simply because we out there telling the truth. And here's the thing. If we don't go out there and tell the truth, who is going to tell you the truth? They don't understand that what we do is actually love. It's actually brotherhood. Who else going to tell you that eating pork is a sin? Your pastor? He tell you just pray over it and it's all good. How you going to listen to? That's who you going to follow? Oh man, scriptures say this. It said, my people are wise to do evil. Pastor said, all I got to do is pray over this pork. You ain't about to take this ham away from me. It's going to be ham all Easter coming, man. It's about to be ham all over the place. All over the place, man. And the people that we turn to for more prayer just say what? Pray over it. But God said it's a sin. It is a sin to eat pork. That's a sin. But you don't learn that in Christian church. They don't teach you that. And then we go out there and blow the trumpet and say, man, don't trust your oppressor. Do not trust your oppressor at all. And you want to tell me how not bad they is because they just gave you a 50-cent raise. Or because y'all went out to a basketball game or a football game. And he had the trailer and he was tailgating. He had the barbecue grill and the beer and all of that, and this guy's awesome. Notice I said he had. You didn't have a trailer to tailgate. He did though. The things that we are settled for sometimes. Says I will set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken. We will not hearken to the sound of the trumpet. Why? Because they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear us telling them they sinners or stop sinning or come get some correction or get in the school so we can show you how to properly serve the Lord. Or what you're doing is wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be eating. You shouldn't be celebrating The hell is coming up? Easter. You shouldn't be smoking weed. Stop getting high. Stop getting high. Stop sleeping around and turning our women into whores. Get out the strip clubs. Stop doing these things. You got to stop doing those things. Our people, we have to stop sinning. I was about to say figure out a way. But you have to just stop. A lot of times the people in the world, you know what they'll do? They'll be like, man, I'm going to get it together. They just be sitting there like, I'm going to get it together. I'm going to get it together. Let me explain. You have to just stop. You have to do it. You have to go down deep in yourself and just stop it. You keep saying, I'll do it next week. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it this day. Do it now. Do it now. Because guess what? The same strength that you're going to have to use next week, you can use it right now. And just stop. And just stop, man. You have to be willing to. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's get Isaiah 9 and 6. Salakia, Ezekiel 33. Sorry about that. Yeah, we have to figure it out. You just have Salakia. Keep bringing it back. Tweak it. We just have to figure out a way, and we have to stop what we're doing. It may seem hard sometimes, and it may seem difficult, and things of this nature. But it's not really as difficult as it seems once you actually do it. Okay. No, Salakia. Isaiah 9 and 16 is what I want. Isaiah 9 and 16. 9 and 16, Ezekiel? No, Isaiah 9 and 16. Okay. Isaiah 9 and 16, and it reads, it says, for the leader of this people calls them to error. So how do the leaders of this people cause you to err? How do they do such a thing? Think about the men that we follow outside of the UPK. Think about people hold a man like Steve Harvey and call him a leader in the black community. He's a comedian. We have comedians as leaders. What nation is going to take us seriously? You got comedian as leader. You got your Christian pastors, and all they do is show up for the payoff. To come right back and ease your suffering. So you just suffer peaceably. They just make church somewhere where you can just come in and sing and shout, and then you feel good, and then when you leave though, you right back to the same problems that you had before you went in. It just eases you for a couple of hours. You in there having such a good time, they bamming on the organ, You jumping up and down, you forget about all your problems, and when you get out, the first thing you think about doing is getting high. You running straight to the weed, man, as soon as you get out. You ain't think about nothing else but an ache. You don't remember nothing y'all talked about. Nothing in church you remember. All you can think about is that marijuana. That's because what you just went through, it does nothing for you. They try to make everything seem all right living inside of this kingdom. You ever been to a Christian church and they just talking about we in the end times, we in the end times. But they ain't explaining anything to you. They're not breaking anything down to you. They're not telling you how to prepare yourself. They're not telling you how you should even conduct yourself. They're not giving you anything. They just talk about we in the end time. Who the hell don't know that? Is it anybody out there that don't know we in the end time? Everybody knows that. So just jumping around saying that don't mean a hill of beans, man. We getting tricked. The only thing they can do is give you that concert. They don't understand the scriptures, man. They don't know the scriptures. And that's one of the things about coming into UPK, man, that sometimes it kind of be hard on me too, because I want to save everybody. You got your loved ones, they be like, man, I don't want to hear that. They barbecuing big pork, baby back ribs on the grill. They ain't trying to listen to nothing you say. It's a big pork fest. You like, oh my God, this brother here. This brother here, man. That's why I say you got to be tough doing this job, man. It's tough. It's tough watching people you love not being obedient, and you know, and you see the storm coming up, and they like a pig with their head in the trough, not seeing the storm brewing behind it. It's tough, man. You got to be a soldier to do this job. You have got to be a soldier. It say, for the leader of this people calls them to error, man. Your leaders, whether they Christian, well, they are Christian, but whether they a preacher, an actor, a rapper, whoever, all of your leaders, the people that y'all look to, is about to have y'all do a serious error in April when they have you celebrate Easter. They're about to teach everybody that celebrate Easter is the thing to do. No different than what they just did by telling you what. Celebrate, what was that? Valentine's Day was the thing to do. Some relationships, while we just talking about Valentine's Day, y'all walk around fussing and fighting all year, punching each other in the face. He in jail this week, you in jail next week. But come Valentine's Day, for about just about 4 or 5 hours, y'all try to make it happen. And the rest of the time, y'all go right back at it, man. And if it ain't no flowers, you don't even get them 4 or 5 hours. Forget about it. Forget about it. Your oppressor, man, has destroyed us to the utmost, to almost beyond repair. Almost. Some of us are destroyed beyond repair. It ain't no hope for us. Because they love this place. They love it and everything about it. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. And that's what they do when y'all follow behind them. That's what happens when you follow behind them. Right. You destroy. You destroy. You see them You see somebody like Jay-Z living the greatest life ever, and you trying to follow behind his life, you get destroyed. You get thrown in jail. You get thrown in jail. You trying to get the baddest woman. She's nothing but a whore. I'm not saying all bad women are whores. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just talking about a man that is destroyed. Some fine women out there, y'all not whores. But a lot of y'all are, because all y'all care about is what kind of car they drive. Right. Actually, that will make y'all dumb whores. Sloppy. Sloppy. That's it. So, and that destroys them, man. They try to live a life of Lil Durk. You try to live the life Lil Durk lives, man. It destroy you. It destroy you. You talking about sliding in every song, and you think you about to slide, and you're gonna end up in jail. You're gonna end up in jail. You're gonna end up dead or in jail. Think about the lean era. I know everybody knows at least 2 or 3 people who died from drinking lean when lean was the thing to be doing. No, 2 or 3 people died. They started having them seizures and all that other crazy nonsense off the lean. I don't know how popular it is now, but man, good night, bro. It hit right when I was in the world. I never drank it personally, but good night. They were drinking that stuff like it was giving them superpowers. Brothers started having seizures and dying left and right. I know like 3 people that happened to. Drinking that stuff like that, man. Okay. So like, the leaders of this people caused them to err. Therefore, they that are led of them are destroyed, man. You can't follow sinners. You cannot follow sinners. Y'all go to a dude like Steve Harvey for marital advice, and he done been divorced twice. Right. How smart is that? How is that the thing to do? What sense does that make? And silly sisters, man, they listen to this foolishness this fool got to say. I remember I was watching something or listening to something, and he said a woman should have 3 different types of men. And he got the name and all, like, what advice is that to give to a sister? Like, good gracious alive. And then we sit here in the class, right? We sit here in class or out there on the street corner and try to warn you about people like this and tell you this is destroying our community. You know it's destroying our community because you you can see the community out there. It damn sure ain't building it up. It damn sure not fixing it. It's damn sure not helping it out. How is any advice that any of them people, your so-called leaders, doing fixing anything in your neighborhood? It's not. But we so used to it, it's like it's normal to us. Oppression has become normal to us. That's just become now our everyday life. That's just how we live. We live our life in oppression. It's like it, bro. Yeah, if you hit that heat, it's like it. Yeah, oppression is just our everyday life. We don't know what it's like to not be oppressed. We don't know what it's like to not be oppressed, man. And it's sad because teach you how not that you being oppressed. You don't even realize it till you come here and actually learn something. You be out there thinking you know something, talking about the pyramids and the writings on the wall of Egypt that you can't read one lick of. You don't know what none of that stuff mean up there. You talking about all that, the sun and Ra and all that old garbage. You don't know nothing. I don't got nothing to do with you. Not a single solitary thing to do with you. And here, in the ISUPK and the Command General of Johanna, we teach you about you. We teach you about your culture, the things you should do. Instead, you want to be a Christian and a Muslim and Buddha and Allah and all this old crazy nonsense. Everything but what you should be. Everything except who you are. It's like everything but who you are. You want to be everybody but who you actually are. Okay? Let's get Ezekiel 33 and 3. Now I want Ezekiel 33 and 3. Now I want that. It says, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet. We see our brothers like, you may not think so, but let me explain something to you. When you out there and you waking up in the morning and the first thing you doing is trying to get high, trying to chase a blunt, or whatever, a pop of perk, they still do that pop perks. Or what's the other thing? Or pop some Xannies or some nonsense like that. That's the first thing on your mind when you wake up. You are destroyed. You destroyed. And you need to hear us tell you, brother, sister, popping perks ain't the thing to do. That's not what's up. Popping perks ain't the thing to do. Waking up in the morning and the first thing on your mind is smoking a blunt. No, that's not a life that you're not living. You can't even function if you don't get high. That's not you not living. Okay? And that's how a lot of people are, that's how a lot of our people live. So that's similar to seeing the sword coming. Even though that sword means death and destruction, it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. It's destruction. It's death. You may get away with smoking a blunt or two. In other words, you may win a battle, but you're going to lose the war. You're going to lose the war. The Most High is going to require something from you for sinning. And it says he will blow the trumpet and warn the people, which is what we do. We warn the people. Again, that's what we do. So that's what the classes is about. It's about warning the people and teaching the people. They conduct themselves in the manner in which they conduct themselves because they just don't know no better. If they do better, they'll do better. Unfortunately, they just don't know. We, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we literally walk around here as if we have no identity. We literally walk around here. Just like that. That's why it's so easy for the oppressor to push whatever agenda it is that he has. It's so easy for him to push that on us because we don't have an identity of our own. So every so often he just makes something up and push it on us. But none of it is never beneficial to us, man. Okay? Verse 4, it reads, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and taketh him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. Meaning, you hear us out there when we out there. Some of y'all take flyers. Think about a brother who's standing for 15, 20 minutes and listen to us speak out there. He take a flyer, he like, yeah, man. Y'all brothers out here do, and then go home and do nothing. That brother's blood is on his own head. I think is that in Genesis where it say Judah, we get hyped up like a lion and then we roll. Yeah, that's in Genesis, the 49th. Yeah, he get hyped up right there, like, yeah, man, we about to this, that, and the third, and then just roll over when he get home. It'll roll right over. He want to do it. The spirit is in him, but his spirit just been beat down so bad, man. Then he got to wonder about what his wife gonna think, what his grandma gonna say, his mama. All that a brother go through, man, just to try to do the right thing, just to try to serve the Lord. He don't understand that if he just called the number on the flyer, we'll help him and show him how to get through those things. We'll help him. We'll show him. We'll teach him. He'll get a better understanding of what's going on. But, he'll get home and he'll get into his own head. He'll talk to his wife, and his wife will say, I don't want to hear that nonsense. Get in here and eat this ham sandwich. And he off and running. He off and running, man. Here, you won't call to your wife like that. I'm sorry. Actually, I didn't do it in the world, but still, I'm just saying. We'll teach you. We'll teach you. And you take not warning, if the sword come and take him away, blood should be upon his own head. You can't just hear this truth and just be excited for the 5 or 10 minutes, however long you stand out there, and then do nothing. After that, it's over. You don't call the number. You don't watch a class. You don't do anything after that. I honestly know it's rough, man, because our oppressor had just destroyed us. And every time we try to stand up, he figure out another way to just destroy us. But you have to find a way to fight. Let's get Micah 2 and 10. You gotta find a way to fight through that, man. You gotta find a way to fight through it. You gotta find a way to endure through it. This is not something that you just come into and you think this is about to totally make your life a hell, the easiest walk you ever had. This is something that you got to come in and you got to do some fighting and some work. This ain't that. This ain't coming here and just party. You don't just party when you come in here. That ain't what you do. Micah 2 and 10, and it reads, arise ye, and depart, for this is not your rest. This is not the place where we should be resting. How do you know this is not our rest? How do we know that for a fact? We get gunned down, a brother get gunned down in the streets by the police over a child support warrant. A brother get gunned down over just over a traffic stop. And that ain't just what a lot of people was looking at those things when they was coming up on the internet. Well, they still on the internet. But my point is this. Somebody said to me one time, or maybe I overheard it, whatever. It was like, why are they killing us like this? Like, what is going on? They were shocked. They didn't understand that this had been going on since the inception of the police department. They didn't understand that. Of course, they was young, and they 18, 19, they don't really understand what was going on back in the 60s. It's a disconnect from that. You only learn about stuff like that, especially when you come in here. We teach you that this is not new. This has been going on forever. Okay? The laws they pass, what laws do they pass that actually benefit us? Think about they gave us they said they gave us the right to vote. How did voting help us? What did it do for us? Giving us the right to vote was no different than giving us the right to drink from the same water fountain. It was nothing. In fact, Salaki, let me take that back. Because voting made us worse. Voting actually, instead of pushing us forward, it actually pushed us backwards. It actually pushed us backwards because it gave an illusion as if it was doing something. But it's done nothing. Because all it did was pass laws that benefited them. They didn't benefit you. You go to their communities where they live at right now, and you look at them 20 years ago, and you look at them now, it's all upgraded, and some of them got gates around them and all kind of stuff. You look at your neighborhood 20 years ago, and look at it right now, the houses tore down, there's fields. My street got about 5 houses on it. It's a big, across the street from me, they done knocked down like 7 houses across the street. It's just one big field. There used to be houses there. I drove through my old neighborhood, and again, it looked like an airstrike hit there. My house down, the house next door to it, the house next door. Crazy. They neighborhoods don't look like that, man. That's what your voting did. So we can't even say voting did not help us again. It made us worse, man. This is not a place of rest for us, man. We're not supposed to get comfortable here. We're supposed to realize, okay, this place is a place of punishment for disobedience. That's what this is. This is a place where we was punished because we did not listen. This is the place where we punished because we did decide to vote. We thought voting was the way to do it. This is the place where we at because we looked at the other nations. We looked down at the other nations, because of course we was above them, and said what they doing looks so great and awesome. It looks awesome down there. And we went down there and stayed down there. We put ourselves down to their level, so to speak. Instead of them following the examples that we were setting, we started following the examples they were setting. We smelled pork on a barbecue grill, man. We said, what the hell is that? Took off running to that, man. Arise, ye, and depart, for this is not your rest, but it is polluted, man. This place is polluted. Polluted with what? Everything. What it ain't polluted with? They tell you that it is okay for a man to kiss another man. I can say that, right? Okay. They tell you that it's okay, it's his choice. Well, a lot of men tell you what? That's a sin according to God. Your pastor don't tell you that. Why don't your pastor tell you that that's a sin according to the Most High? Because he don't care about you, he care about his money. Care about his wallet. Y'all don't know that y'all pastors, they in their 80s, they got they're pimps. That is a pimp. Y'all ain't never seen a pimp before? That's a pimp. He care about that money. He care about making money off your sins. So he gonna let the alphabet community all in his church. He gonna let them in there. Because when he doing what? He counting money. That's what he counting. And some of them trying to creep with him. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you with a sword destruction. A sword destruction. You ever seen somebody who smoked cigarettes and now they dying of emphysema? You know what I'm talking about, bro? They dying of emphysema. Can you imagine how painful that is? You dying of emphysema, you can't breathe, you're wheezing. Like, you're throwing up, like you got cancer, you're throwing up blood and a sword destruction. Good night. Imagine suffering like that, man. Or somebody dying of AIDS, they just laying in the bed shriveling up because they was whoring the whole time. And then now they caught AIDS and now they're in the bed shriveling into nothing. Or just being in hospice for anything, where they just giving you pain medicine and you just dying slowly. A sword destruction, man. You don't want that, man. That's not what you want for yourself. You want to come over here and follow the law, statutes, and commandments and get life. That's what you want, man. You want life. You don't want to die a drug addict. It's not what you want, man. Getting high every day. You on heroin and you can't even, if you don't get a heroin pack, you throwing up all over the goddamn place. You know, that's not no life, man. That's not living. Your life is you gotta get a heroin pack. That's your life. Or you gonna be sick. Or you gotta get a perk. Or you gonna be sick. It's not a life to live, man. This place destroys our people. And what's crazy, the only reason we like that is because we trying to ease the oppression. You think nobody grew up and said, man, when I grow up, I'm gonna get higher than anybody in the world. You ever heard a child say something like that? But see, a child don't know, but as you grow, you start seeing that stuff like, man, this ain't what I thought it was. Right. Everything's a little bit different. And then you start seeing the difference. While the world is telling you as you're growing up, everybody equal, everything's the same, it don't matter who you are. You growing up and you seeing the real. You growing up and you seeing exactly what is happening. You like, I'm being told and I'm learning one thing, but that's not what's going on here. That is not what's going on here. Oh, Slacker, I didn't even looked online and seen if I had any questions at all, not one time. Salakia, give me 1 second. I'm about to look online and see if I have any questions. Give me 1 moment here. You said you got a broadcast? Oh, right. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, we never thought that, man. We never realized that. You don't realize that till you get what? Till you get older, man. That's when you begin to realize that. That's when you begin to know different, and learn different. You start understanding it, and then things start doing what? Not making sense. So then what do? You turn to getting high. You turn to drinking. You turn to doing whatever makes you feel good in the moment. Those are the things that we turn to. Why? Because we don't have an answer. You don't know that all you have to do is come into the school, come into class. We'll get you together here. We will get you together. They say knowledge is power, man, and that is so true. Because when you come in here and you actually learn, and you learn what's going on, and you learn who you are, and you learn your culture, you become a whole different you. You become a whole different person. You ain't what they say, you're not the old man no more. You come in here and become a new man. You stop getting high, you stop sleeping around, you stop all these things, man. Because you're not that no more. You're not what you was anymore. Okay? You come in here and you learn about being a brother. And you learn about brotherhood. You learn about how we should treat one another, and how we should talk to one another, and how we treat our women, and how we treat each other as a nation of people. And we are our own nation. We ain't no nation together with somebody else. We are our own nation. The Most High said we are separate from the other nations. And you learn that. And then it makes sense to you. Because now you're looking at the world and again, it's a difference. It just is. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. They don't like that and all that. I don't give a damn. I'm going to tell the truth regardless. It's a difference. It's not no such thing as togetherness. Unless it's us being together with one another. Outside of that, no other nation care about you. How's that? I'm going to give you a quick example. Just a little small. It's at this grocery store. The grocery store is around the corner from my house. Go there often. So, of course, everybody, it's just like a community grocery store. You see black people in there, they be hanging, the older black people in there talking to the so-called Arabs, and everything is cool. They think everything buddy, and they like them, and oh, this, that, and the other, and they think it's all together, and they friends. When everybody power went out, they knew people was going to come in there and buy ice. They didn't say, we're friends and let me help you. They raised the price on their ice. That's what they did. That's what they did. They said these Negroes gonna need this ice. We gonna raise the price on it. And that's what they did. They come in there and think they friendly, and think they best of friends. And they raised the price on the ice because they knew they was gonna come in there needing the ice, trying to put the ice in the freezer to preserve their food. They took advantage of that, man. And that's what our people do not understand. They don't understand that we not to be friends and buddy and all that other stuff with the other nations, because the other nations, what? They do not care about us. They give their love to one another. They give their love to each other, because another person coming there talking that half-life stuff, they looking out for them, but you, they gonna raise the price of ice on you when they know you did it. That's what they gonna do to you. That's what they gonna do to you. They don't give a damn about you. They just get in there and they smile and laugh. And you know why you think like that, man? It is because of your leaders, man. Let's get Micah 3:11. Micah 3:11. They like that because of your leaders. That's why we have to be the watchmen. That's why this job, again, is so important, man. We gotta be the watchmen to do what? To tell the truth. The scriptures say, who turned the truth of God into a lie? Our leaders did. That's who did it. Our leaders did it, man. Micah 3:11. It says, the heads thereof judge for reward. Judge for reward. They judge is for reward. They don't care about what's right and what's wrong. I don't think they ever cared about what's right. Was it a time that you think that you could see in which they cared about what's right and what's wrong? They never cared about what's right and what's wrong. It ain't even like at one point they was decent, and then later on they just was like F it. It's always been like that when it came to Christian pastors. It's never been anything, it's always been like that when it came to our leaders in this captivity. It's never been a time where they was trying to be on the side of what's right. It says, and the priests thereof teach for hire. And that's what they do. They call it government grants. Or the money that y'all put into their buckets. They come, y'all remember Donald Trump ran for president and he was meeting with all the Christian pastors? He kept holding them payoffs. Them just payoffs. What could they possibly have said to him? What do they possibly meet about? It's nothing that they can possibly meet about. Got them payoffs so they can just shut up and let him do what he's doing. Don't create no problem. Here you go, a couple of dollars. Don't be talking about I'm racist and I don't like black people. Shut up. They took the money and shut up. Hey, Slocky, Brock, y'all last time you turned that heat up. That mug started, when that heat get on good night, that mug started kicking. Yeah, they took the money and went and shut up. They teach for hire, man. They teach for hire. Ooh, I almost did it. But next time I'm gonna pull up Salaki, I forgot the name of it. Salaki, it slipped my mind that quick. About the agreement that they signed with the government. I forgot what they call it. But yeah, I'm gonna pull that up, man. And they stick to that. They don't go away from that. Why? Because they teach for hire. They'll whore themselves out to anybody. They don't give a damn. Donald Trump, George Bush, they don't give a damn. Barack Obama. And everybody looks and sees that that all the people I just named done nothing for black people. They do nothing for us. It seems like no, it don't seem like it gets worse and worse and worse for us. It's nothing that can destroy a community more than some alphabet stuff going on. You can't strengthen. You can't have strong men and they alphabeting around. Alternative lifestyle. Nobody thinks that's ferocious. Nobody fears that. Nobody worries about that. And guess what they do? They push it on us. But guess what? Because the Lord is against it, He kills them with HIV. Ask Atlanta, what's going on out there? I'm scared to touch somebody out there. I'm scared to touch somebody out there, boy. You will drop off dead. The Lord is not playing, man. Keep being disobedient and not following what the Lord is saying. Salaki says the heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Divine for money. And that's what all of them do. That's why I said the heads thereof judge for reward. What is their reward? Money. The priests thereof teach for hire. What is money? Nobody cares about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Except for inside of here. This is the only place where you're going to come in and somebody's actually going to love you. Somebody's actually going to care about you. Somebody's actually going to have a sense of compassion for you. You don't find that nowhere else, man. You don't get that in some fake Israelite group. You don't get that in some Muslim mosque. I remember I was a while ago when of course I didn't know no better. I was sitting beside a Muslim mosque, man. And then at the end, the first thing the brother said was, "Who got $100 donation?" I said, what? He said, somebody got $100 donation? I said, good gracious alive, man. So what the hell did I walk into? $100, man. They ain't playing. They need that money. They ain't playing. They need that bread right back. And that's all it's about, man. They don't care about saving your soul. They don't care about saving you from the judgment of the Most High, man. They don't care about that. They don't even know how to go about doing that. They don't even know how to do it. So how can they do it? How can you put your trust in that? How can you follow behind that? Think about what you're doing. You read the scriptures, right? You read them, right? The Most High is saying, don't do this, don't do that, stay away from this, don't do that. Then you go sit in church on Sunday and they tell you, you can't do this. He didn't mean that. You can go ahead and do that. Just pray over the pork. Just blah, blah, this, blah. They telling you, God is telling you not to do it, and they telling you it's okay to do everything He said not do. Think about that for a minute, man. We have to stop following foolishness. That's foolishness. We have to stop following somebody who's holding the Bible and actually start following the Bible. Your pastors, they just holding it and reading the scripture or two out of it, and that's it. What the Most High is required of you is actually inside of the Bible. The Most High said, I am the Lord thy God, and I change not. He don't change. He didn't want you eating pork then. He don't want you eating pork now. And if you pray over it, it's insulting to him. It's an insult to pray over pork as if God would bless pork so you can eat it. That's insulting to him. Y'all be so disrespectful. Christian churches have y'all being so disrespectful to God, man. God know your heart while you out there selling all the drugs in the world. You out there selling all kind of drugs, man. Doing everything you should not be doing, talking about the Lord know your heart. You are a disgusting sinner, and you better stop before the Lord puts you to death. That's what the watchman tell you. The pastor ain't gonna tell you that. Here, stop before the Lord puts you to death. That's your warning. It says, yet will they learn, yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, is it not the Lord among us? And they still sit there. You ever been to a Christian church, he said, and he just walked past like, oh, the Lord just showed me something. I just heard the Lord speak inside of my head. The Lord is not speaking inside of his sinful head. Right. He's not. The Lord does not talk to sinners. He doesn't deal with sinners. He doesn't hear what sinners have to say. He don't want the prayers of sinners. That's not what the Lord wants, man. The Lord hears men who are obedient to him. That's what the Lord hears. Men who are obedient to him. They say it's not the Lord among us. And then they get to talking in all them damn funny old words, talking about they talking in tongues. All that is mumbo jumbo and lies. And that's the biggest thing, man. That's the craziest thing. They know they're not talking no language, and they deliberately doing it, so they know they lying, and they saying they talking in tongues, and they know they ain't saying S. But they doing it, putting on the show to have the people thinking they got some kind of connection to God. And every Christian pastor does it. So all of them are liars. They all act like they talking. They sitting there talking about a shamba. What in the hell are you talking about? Where is that coming from? You ain't said a word. Not one word. You know God ain't having you talk like that. You talk like that on your own to make yourself seem like you're doing something. That ain't got nothing to do with the Lord, man. And our people falling for that, man. It's time for us to start coming out of that, getting away from that foolishness, man. It's time for us to start getting away from that foolishness. And they say, and as I say, none evil can come upon us. Or that evil, some coming upon you. The Lord will be to visit you. Don't, like I said earlier, y'all win a battle. But you're going to lose the war because the Lord is coming for his. The Lord coming for his. He ain't going to allow people to keep leading people into destruction and death. And he just going to sit back and not do anything. No. The blood of them people is on your hands, and the Lord is coming for you. With that, I'm close the class. Shalom.